Name another one. Name more than three.
Hey,
Okay,
Janet dated Jermaine Dupri.
The point the point that I make is the average person, the average female that has these this person that's an 8, these qualities, that is actually feminine, is likely already married.
But I'm gonna disagree with you.
Wait, because one of the things that what are the 5 criteria again? Name all 5 criteria for me if you don't mind.
Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, and childless.
Okay, so the 6 qualities.
Right.
Think about these 5. Men, we are hunting for these 5. We're hunting for 5 of them.
Right.
At minimum 5 of them.
I would say 3 to 4.
And if feminine is in there and cooperative is in there, she's married, bro. Like most of those, like you might find the one-offs, but the average of the person you just described is either married, about to be married, or is with that guy already. So if this woman has a child, the question is, what happened to the dad? Let's just say for the sake of argument, the dad died. For the sake of argument, she is a widow. Just for the sake of the argument, for her to fall in line with a 4, because she's looking to fall in line. The kind of woman you're describing is the kind of woman that actually falls in line, right? She's not the type that's out here hoeing around. She's not the type that's actually running the streets. So for her, she doesn't see that guy as a 4.
So
she sees him as something else. But I would argue that guy, I'm gonna say 2 statements first. I think stepdads are like real Supermen. I don't have it in me to be it. I think they're different. I think you got to be different to be a stepdad.
For sure.
But the second part of that is, she doesn't see him as a 4 if they are in the same realm. It's unlikely that he's a 4. What makes him a 4? You know what I mean? Like, because she's not the type of woman that's going to settle for just any guy. The kind of woman you described is not just going to settle for any guy.
But you still haven't addressed my initial point that I made when you said that the first time. Is it possible for women to improve in the categories that I listed? Then that means that she could have been the woman.
So we're talking about turning a hoe into a housewife.
No, I didn't say that.
That's what we're doing now.
What if when she had the first child, she was not a cooperative woman? She wasn't submissive. But 5 to 6 years later, she has learned to do that. So what you're really saying is that women are just these, they can't self-improve. Once how they are is how they stay. And that's just not the case. Now, I know it's rare
but the thing is this, right? Improving your personal character is not improving your sexual marketplace. Those are 2 different things.
I'll tell
you why.
Real fast, Enos, because we're not gonna do this because it's 2:10. Enos, did you want to add on anything?
Oh, I'm sorry, Enos. I just spoke over you. I'm sorry.
Oh, are you sure? Because I saw that you were, at the end of the day, it's what you want for your life. Everybody's not meant to be a stepdad. All these people got all these rules. You know what I'm saying? Oh, this, and this.
I don't think we have rules. The thing is that in America we create individualistic rules.
That's how America works, unfortunately.
But guess what?
America's not working because we don't have rules.
I said that's how it works. I didn't say that it's working.
But it's not working.
That's how it.
But when are we going to stop
where are
it?
you, sir?
Where are you? Stop it.
Where are you?
I'm in America.
Why? If it's working where you were, why are you here?
It's not. If in fact
something
it's
is
coming,
working.
it's coming.
What I'm saying
No,
to
guess
you
what?
is
Guess what? It's not work.
something about what's going on here is working for you to make a move. Now we
Okay,
don't have
you know what?
everything right.
This
We
is what
do
we
need.
call shame and the need to be right.
Listen, no,
That is what I'm talking about. It doesn't help you.
listen,
Shame and the need to be right. It doesn't help you.
listen.
Because this is one thing that happened. I was talking to a
Sir,
lady. Not
can you give me a second? I'm sorry, and I'll let you and I'll let you talk. I agree with you. I do think that we need to have shame. Absolutely. You will not, because what's right is right. And you can never make what's wrong right. Okay. You're not going to get me to disagree with that. Period. But at the end of the day, it's a culture. A lot of shit need to be changed. Not just single moms, people out here sleeping with people. It's a lot of shit in our culture that needs to change. That's just a consequence of a bigger picture. But nobody, all we talk about is this, and this. But we don't ever want to talk about the problem I have is always one part of it. Nobody wants to talk about the other part. You understand what I'm saying? So yes, at 210, I absolutely agree. But the only solution that we're going to come up with tonight is if you know that you can't be a stepdad to somebody, don't.
Right.
The worst thing you can do is put yourself in a person's life with children and you do not have those kids' best interests at heart. That's what we can do. That's something that we can change today. You yourself, if you know that you cannot be a good stepdaddy, don't be a stepdaddy. Don't even bother her and play like you want to be a stepdaddy. Be honest about this. She shouldn't even be on your radar. She shouldn't even be somebody you're dating, even trying to play with. Why would you want to play with her? That shit come back on you. Karma come back on you. And guess what? It don't come on you. It come on your kids. It curse your kids.
Remember, that's not the only.
So what I'm saying to you is you always want to do right by people, whether they believe what you believe or they don't. You should never wish ill on people, and you should always do right by people. And that's all I gotta say.
Yeah. When you're dealing with people, it becomes a karma when you promise somebody marriage and then you know that you really don't want to marry her, right? But if you tell her from the get-go, I'm not going to marry a woman with kids, that is not the seed
in that way.
Yeah,
let it go.
And you shouldn't be talking to her. You're right about that. But the thing about life is this, right?
Now we're talking about life.
No. I'm heading somewhere. The thing about life is this: we always want to eat our cake and have it. You see what I'm saying? We always want to eat our cake and have it. If every single woman in America marries, if every single woman with a child marries every man with a child, right? And every man without a child marries every woman without a child, we're still going to have millions of girls out there without kids. You see what I'm saying? But it bothers me how men without kids don't pursue women without kids, but they go for women with kids and then complain later on in life. But there are many women without kids out there that you passed. But then you went to the one with kids.
That's true.
Because she's easy to get. In most cases. You'd be surprised.
In some cases, I would agree.
Yeah. And then when they get into situation, then they start talking that, oh, this, that, she had kids. When I met her, she didn't accept me. She didn't respect me. But there are girls out there without kids, but you don't want to put the effort. Because guess what? When you don't have kids and you deal with women without kids, you got to meet certain standard that society places on that. You see what I'm saying? It's nature. Just put it this way. Women that are 10 marry very wealthy men in every society. Women that are 9 marry wealthy men in every society. If a woman that is 9 or 10 has a child, she's not qualified anymore to marry a wealthy man. Now she can marry upper middle class, right? She's still marrying somebody with money, but she's been downgraded in terms of sexual marketplace. Women that are 8 or 7 usually marry middle class, upper middle class men, right? Women that are 5 and 6 marry middle class. Then anything after that don't really have that much choice. It's always been like that in every society. So if you don't have a child, look for a woman without kids. There are millions of them in the US. In fact, the number of men without kids in America is almost half this number of women without kids. There are over 2 to 3 million women, more women without kids versus men without kids in the US. But you pass them up and go to the one with kids. It's called rewarding bad behavior. That's what it is, literally. Rewarding bad behavior.
I will say that I agree. I personally don't think, I think that it's better off if you have kids and she has kids, then, you know, I do think that men who don't have kids, and this is just my opinion, I do believe that men who don't have kids should be with women who do not have children.